Welcome everyone. We are back for the Super Millions. It is a new year. It's exciting. It's going to be the same 10K buy-in, huge names, huge purse every week. It will be here with you. I'll be with you, your host. And of course, we have a special guest as always. But unfortunately this week, we had Rob Mizrachi, who last second could not make it, had a really bad cough. So that's a tough break. But hey, it's okay. We'll get him back on in the future. And I will be with you for the show today. As always, we'll have major names, major players, major prizes. So we'll take a look at those very shortly, at who is going to be at this feature and final table. We'll play to a winner. We'll have some giveaways for you as always. And I wanted to let you guys know about the leaderboard from January Super Pro. This is going to be a very special Super Millions year. There's going to be some added prizes, some big bonuses, and of course some amazing features and product that GG brings to you. So that is going to be unveiled. We will have that information for you in mid-February, but there will also be a video here, teaser, to get a look at what that looks like for you. So this is a complete upgrade of the previous Super Millions. This is going to start on January 8th. There will be a leaderboard for the year for Super Millions, and that will count for, again, not this one, but starting January 8th. Each week, that will be towards the leaderboard, and there's going to be a live events as well for the Super M leaderboard, which we'll talk about. I know I've mentioned that in the past. That is something that will be coming to the live poker streets for the Super Millions from online. We'll have a similar version for live. So that's going to be beyond exciting. I know I can't say yet exactly, but I know in February this will be completely revealed on what is going to be in for the leaderboard, as well as starting January 8th, that will be going to start from. So this doesn't count. The people at the final table, some big names. It is exciting, but we are unveiling that, and that will be coming for the future for 2023. And it's a big deal. This is going to be pretty cool, because I know GG does love the leaderboards, and they do want to put something special that has never been seen before into that. So keep an eye on that. Hope you're able to compete. Of course, satellites are opportunities to get into the Super Million. 10K buy-in, a big price point, but there is a lot of ways to enter, and there is, as we will see today, some known names, some sort of unknown names, people that do come through the satellite ranks, and it is going to be a lot of fun for 2023. I will be your host throughout the year, and I can't wait to be on that ride with you guys and take a look at those leaderboards as they progress. And again, not going to have Rob Mizrachi today. That is a bummer, as we are, it's unfortunate that he can't be here today, because he's a great player, world class, as you know, 4 World Series bracelets, just won a WPT title, and a good friend who is going to be on, and we will have to have him on a future day. And for the giveaway, you know what? Normally we do the dinner bet, and then we give you guys something to sweat for, but I'm just going to make it a $100 giveaway. No sweat for you guys today, so be sure to stay and look at that with what is you need to do for the giveaway. So be tuned in, be locked in, and let's have some fun. Let's dive into this final table and take a look at the action. Yeah, so again, usually it's 50 or 100. Today I'm just making it 100, and we will be, I guess I'll have a dinner bet. It's with myself. I don't know if with no guests, first time on the Super Millions where it has been no guests that I've been a part of, and we'll take a look at who we have playing today. My man A. Papadakis has actually won a Super Millions title before, and he is here on the button. Looks like thinking he does flat the 6-8 suited, not your conventional play, not a mandatory flat, but I guess just feels like deep stacks gonna play, kind of play like a set mine. Does go ahead and hit a pretty nice flop, has double gutted. A 9 or a 5 would make a straight. Ace jack off. Ramiro Patron, who's a 2-time winner, very talented player from Uruguay, going to check it over, and let's see if Papadakis leads. I would think so. He's got 8 high and a double gutter. Pretty sneaky hand here, and has maybe more sets. He has the 4s, and with flat 10s probably in this scenario as well. So he's going to go ahead and bet small. Taking a look around the table as well, some short stacks. We also have Mr. Thomas Mulacher, who is a Super Millions winner, very talented player, and he has got himself a tied for chip lead scenario. So we're gonna play down to a winner today and kicking off the new year in a big way with big names, big prizes, and of course the revamped Super Millions leaderboard, which we'll cover later on. And does go check, bet, call. 3 doesn't really change much. Papadakis has a decision. Does he want to keep firing? The board doesn't pair. Pretty safe looking board. I think he will go ahead. He also has a 6, right? 5-6 suited, maybe with flat. If he's flatting 6-8 suited, probably has more 5-6 suited in his range than Ramiro. So I expect him to bet here. Let's see what he comes with. Maybe a decent sizing as well. There it is, 227. And Ramiro, this would be pretty sticky if he were to hang on here. I don't see how he could possibly continue. At the same time, has no clubs, does beat some of the Broadways, does beat 8-9 suited, beats all the Broadway hands, and does a mid pair that doesn't have a set or 2 pair where they bet this strong. So he does call. What a call. Board pairs. Now we got a hand. We got a big pot, 841,000 in the middle. Ramiro's going to check. Does Papadakis take a shot or does he give up? This is quite a hand to start the day. Welcome everyone. Please let me know where you're watching from. We are going to have ourselves a potentially new champion. There are a few here. Adrian Mateos, Timothy Adams, some of the biggest names you're going to find in poker at this final table as well. And Papadakis sets the tone. Is he going to go for the third clip here? Does he fire it? I mean, if you're Ramiro and you have kings, if you have queens, do you fold? And if he's held on with ace jack this long, does he go ahead and hang on here? Let's see. I'm not sure. Not sure what he's going to do. I'm not familiar with this player, and this is not a super fun spot. You got a big chip lead. Does go for the third barrel. That feels like enough. That feels like enough. You got the heart to fire 3 times. Well played from Papadakis. He's got 3.1 million, and he is your new chip leader. Want to welcome in everyone to the show today. First Super Millions of 2023. Appreciate all of you being here. Hope you had an amazing new year. Nice holiday time, and back to business. A lot of goals. You know, it's that fresh slate, workout goals, poker goals. You know, this is an exciting time of year. Fresh canvas. Start planning out the live stops. Start planning out the series. Leaderboard is now available, and details more to come mid-February for the Super Millions. I also got to remind you guys, there is the hands up where you can guess the winning hand. I think that is the pinned message on YouTube where you can actually go and guess who, or I should say, what hand you believe will be the final hand play today. If you guess the final hand, you win the jackpot. That keeps going up every week, and that is available with the pinned message, and you can go ahead and take a look at that. So that is fun. Another giveaway. Plus I get the 100 tournament dollars on GG coming. If you are not eligible, if you don't have a GG jurisdiction account, you can always gift it to a friend or give it to them and sweat along with them for something. So be ready to put a GG username in with the giveaway at the end of the show. I just got back from a little vacation, feeling good, got a little bit of sun. I'm ready to dive in, ready to have a big year of poker, exciting times, and this is just, it feels right. 2023 feels like a great year. Wishing all of you the best, and we're going to be calling a lot of Super Millions this year. That's for sure. We'll be doing a lot. Going to be a lot of fun. Here we go. Timothy Adams thinks better of limping against Adrian Mateos. Does give it up. Nice hand there from Mateos, who has 2.6 million. So a couple really healthy stacks. Papadakis and Mulaker as well as Mateos, all very healthy. Then we got Patron and Space 411, seen him several times. And then you got sort of the bottom stacks where you see Sharon, he's got 692, Dennis with 612, and Mama Sherlock with 422 on the short stack as Papadakis pops it up under the gun with a call, I should say. It's a space open, 470 and a flat ace queen, and there's a real hand. Little squeeze up. Mulaker with two ladies. And we will get that uploaded, the hands up. There will be a link put on the chat for you shortly where you can participate to guess the final hand, a chance at that jackpot to win. Hard to guess, but hey, someone's going to do it. It will happen eventually. And a nice fold. Papadakis recognizing that, hey, this is dicey waters. Don't want to call out of position and play a hand with ace queen off, so gets out of the way. And Mulaker going to pick up that pot, 2.7 million now. Timothy Adams also relatively short, 624,000, world class World-class soccer player, world-class poker player, world-class person. Always root for Tim. Good to see him here again. He will kick it on up. And he is gonna likely just take this down as space gives him a little respect. Let's take a look at who has won on the Super Millions so far. So I see we got Mateos does have 2 final tables, no wins in season 1, or in season 2, I should say. And in season 1, Mateos does have 1 win and 6 final tables. So he has won once in season 1. Season 2, Ramiro Patron has 2 titles. Pretty impressive. And Thomas Mulacher with 1 title. So those are the players that have won. And A. Papadakis actually does have a win. 1 final table, 1 win. So he's been here once and finished it off. Pretty nicely done to come in one time and win it. He has got a nice stack here as the chip leader as well. So see if he can go 2 for 2 on his final tables with wins. Yeah, welcome all of you guys. Great to see you. Watching from Haiti, is that right? Texas in the house. Good to see you. That is Timothy Adams with the Finland flag. I believe. I don't see how that's an imposter. I believe that is Tim. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Trying to see. Season 2 doesn't have any. It could be an imposter now that you mention it. Finland, I don't see his resume, doesn't look like a lot of, doesn't have any season 1 play and season 2 very little. So good call. Good call. That could be an imposter. And there is that hands up link in the chat if you guys want to try to guess that thing. And Tim Adams, I'm sending him a message. Not the real Tim Adams. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm going to confirm that with him, but I do believe you're right. I do believe you're right. That is not the man, the myth, Timothy Adams with one of the more impressive resumes. But anyway, shout out to Tim Adams, and we'll clarify that for you if it is or not, although I don't think it is. And this is very interesting as always. Tournament poker, final tables, different stack sizes, different positions, players sitting, and we have got ourselves some big names with big stacks. This should be a very fun one. I do appreciate you guys being here today. And Adrian Mateos going to go to work with the ace queen offsuit. One of those names that demands a lot of respect. Adrian has been on my podcast. You guys want to get to know him better, you can watch that. That is on my Jeff Gross podcast channel. He also, of course, is got one of the bigger results of all time. Just so many consistent big scores. He's, I believe, won 3 World Series bracelets by the age of like 24 or 3 or something crazy. He took down some very notable tournaments. So absolute crusher. That is the real Adrian Mateos. And I do believe that is not the Timothy Adams that you guys are thinking of, who has many millions of earnings and titles and accolades. So this is someone took that name, which, hey, good name to choose if you're going to be an imposter. And look at this, 7-9 suited, pressure on from Thomas, who is shoving not so many blinds effective. And of course there is, you can see 4 short stacks that don't want to bust now. The 39K jump all the way up to 289,000. Another very healthy prize pool here for the Super Millions. Good to see the new year start out with a nice purse. And we are underway. No all-ins yet, no collisions. Papadakis is going to work. Jack-9 suited. My favorite poker hand. Everyone's got one of those hands. Reunion Island, what's up? Good to see you. Belgium in the house. Yeah, different Timothy. Okay, confirmed. All right, well, everyone's got a little something here. Papadakis, and we see a flat with Mateos, the ace king. Very interesting. So he doesn't want to blow up the pot as the 2 chip leaders. Also going to work in his favor that he is super under rep. Well, I should say in his favor as we see the heart come and a flush draw does arrive. So there are some bad river cards for Mateos, but at the moment, Papadakis is got a pair and a flush draw. Does he want to inflate the pot, put pressure on here? Let's see if he does go for a big bet, but at the same time, you know, he could realize he's behind. He knows that Mateos has to be pretty tight in this range. He does bet, not crazy, goes half pot. And Mateos, again, let's see, does he spring, or does he decide that, hey, let me just play it coy, maybe catch my opponent bluffing, maybe pot control in the outside case that I am coolered. And on this river, what a river card. Very clean, no heart, no jack, no 10, no queen, no real funny business. Essentially ace king so high up in the range. And now Papadakis probably going to check back, I would imagine, right? He's got some showdown, beat some hands. Is he going to try to get a king to fold? I don't know, a 9. I guess he does lose to some 9s. That might be part of the thought process here to bet, but he does have showdown. He does check back, and Mateos with the well-executed hand gets a clean river and holds up. And now he is the chip leader, 3.2 million. Very interesting hand there to flat ace king. Makes a lot of sense. I like it. And favorite hand is ace ace. Good to see you, Selling Mir. See a lot of familiar faces in the chat today. Welcome in. We are off and running today. First episode of the new year. And we have got a special one for you. Special names, special players, special prize pool, giveaway $100. Just no sweat for you guys today. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. That's the first part of being entered. And then I will put a keyword in the chat to complete that as the show goes on. Here we go. 10s, ace, queen, Ramiro Patron, the 2-time winner of the Super Millions. Only 2-time winner here. I think I just double checked that again. I said there's been 1 win for Papadakis, 1 win for Tomas Mulaker, 2 wins for Ramiro Patron, and 1 win for Mateos, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 players that have won before. Space has 9 final tables in season 2. So been here a lot as well. And Thomas with 14 final tables. Pretty impressive. Clean turn for Thomas. I think, yeah, bet makes sense. He has no spade in his hand. He's got 10s, got called by the big blind. And ace queen, Ramiro Patron, kind of high up in the range. This is a bit of a tricky one. Not sure if he's going to go away. Also, potentially could bluff on spades. So let's see if he gets sticky here. I mean, he does beat hands. He does beat hands currently. Tough spot, calls. Jack on the river, 766 in the middle. Ace queen is no good, and Thomas don't think we'll go for a value bet, but hey, these guys are the best in the world. Could he target some hands, a 5x? Could he target 6s, 7s, 8s? You know, somehow a 9x with a spade draw, but yeah, ultimately important pot at the moment. He is tied for the chip lead if he has a showdown winner, and I don't see how he would value bet that. So he does pick it up, 3.2 million going to Thomas. Nice pot. Basically tied almost to the chip with Adrian Mateos, Papadakis 2.5. And queen 10. Chip leader going to work. Ramiro, king queen off. Tricky spot, definitely against the chip lead open in this position. Could think king queen is good, could risk it, but 4 shorter stacks. Not really the best, you know, it's kind of it's a tricky one. And this shows you his willingness to go for it. The guy has won this event twice. He's not afraid, realizes it's a very profitable shove, does pick it up. Of course, when he goes out 9th, gets called or cooler, it's brutal. But all those other times, that's just a massive pickup in the situation. And he does go for it. And here again, Adrian, Jack 4 suited. You see the chip leaders getting it open a lot wider than the rest, and like almost the same situation. This time even a little better position. The only 2 players behind, just calls. Spicy flop. Jack 4 suited has a gut shot, backdoor flush draw, and queen king flops top 2. So Adrian, what to do? What does he do? What kind of sizing? Does he put more chips in the middle? Does he decide to tell a story? Of course, he could fold out some small pairs by betting. So that's a decent amount of Ramiro's range. So he does bet. And now Ramiro on a wet board, what does he do with king, queen? No heart in his hand. I mean, there's scary cards. A 10, a jack, an 8, an ace. Not good cards. That is a good, clean card. If he had the best hand, he still does. And now, interesting, no diamond turns, no pair, no extra equity for Adrian. Does he shut down with 555 in the middle, or does he want to go and tell a story here? He does shut down. And I gotta believe Ramiro's gonna want to protect his hand. He's got top 2. Heart draws, 3 to a straight there. And he is thinking about what to do size-wise. All right, he got the gift, chip gift. Looks like some money. He's going to be put into the pot, I would imagine. Don't see him ever checking back here. Too much going on, and He's so high up in his range. All right, that's it. Adrian, you just never know what he's going to do. I mean, there you got to believe fold, but he's got check raise moves. He can put people in the meat rack. Really put people into some tough decisions. That's what the best do. Sharon gets a nice hand here. Ace king off and wow, goes for the min race. Like it. Some players choose to shove off the stacked up, but ace king definitely welcomes a lot of the hands, including ace queen suited, where it has a dominating spot. Now, Mama Sherlock, ace queen suited. Is it just good enough to just shove in? Do you call, try to play a flop? And he does call. Gonna miss 7-9 deuce. Now, this is the problem. A bit of the function of this is realizing how strong Sharon's range is, raising in that position off his stack, giving him a lot of credit here. So this is possibly a way that he could get away here. And Sharon not gonna love that, where the big blind gonna defend a fair amount of hands closing the action. So this all of a sudden doesn't turn into the best situation, but goes small. And Mama Sherlock for that size, backdoor spades, 2 overs. Hard to imagine folding for the 20% pot bet. I guess 25. Yeah, let's see what happens. But not a great spot for Mama Sherlock, realizes that as well. Calls. Jack, no help either player. Ace king in the lead. 286 in the middle. Also not an extremely welcoming card for Sharon. Procrastinator, appreciate the kind words. Nice to see you in the chat. Guys, please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Hope you had a great New Year's, and I hope you have a great 2023. Something about that, something about a fresh canvas, right? It's just kind of nice to get to sort of make goals, sort of start fresh, clear everything off. But yeah, gym memberships are up. People are in the gym. People are fired up, and you know, it's kind of a wild year, 2022. A lot happened. Kind of mixed emotions on that, but it's all in all, I think everyone's looking forward to a new year and having a blank canvas. So I wish you the best. Got India in the chat, Georgia, Vienna, tough poker players out there. India, things growing very quickly. Scotland, beautiful place. Not a great golfer I am, but I've golfed those courses there. That was fun. Golfed a bit. Or caddied in golf, I guess. I'm definitely not a great golfer. I love golf though. Yeah. All right. Ace queen suited, Ramiro, same. Ace queen of spades being passed around. 20K, 40K blinds up, still 9-handed here. And Rob Mizraki was supposed to join, had a really nasty cough, sort of on rehearsal in the last second, wasn't able to switch up a guest. So I apologize for that, but happy to be here with you guys. And Thomas with the ladies, lady man over there, got a couple times in short order. Nice start for him, up to 3.1. He does have the technical chip lead right now, though it's close at the top. And we are confirmed that's not the Timothy Adams that you all believe or think it is. And ace deuce off. It's min raise. This is a tricky spot. It could just be dominated. The ICM runs so close. Does fold. So nice pickup, Mama Sherlock, off the short stack. Risk premium, we say that term. It means if he were to go out right now, it wouldn't be that big a deal. You know, take a guy like Space 411 Ramiro Patron. Imagine they go out when they're in the middle of the pack. You know, they're if they go out in 4th or 5th or 3rd, see what they pay out versus now. So that'd be a pretty big blunder. But if Mama Sherlock goes out or Dennis, they are the shortest, and that's not really that big of a deal. So sometimes the middling stacks are the hardest to play, the most pressure and the most tough decisions. And here we see 7-4 off and king 6 suited. Mateos is getting disconnected, but also just not a good hand. Trying to reconnect there. We've seen a few internet issues and outages. Never wish that on anyone at a final table. It's not fun. And as you see the chess clocks here, 15 minutes to start final table. Everyone's used a bit of time. See if that comes into play. We've seen it before. Which was down, it looks like. Winnipeg in the building. St. Thomas, Thailand. So yeah, international crowd today. International crowd. We are fresh into the new year and some familiar names here. And Adrian Mateos is sitting out, so hopefully can get his internet rebooted. King Queen off of 10 blinds. Just seems like it's the time. And Ramiro, a bit frustrating for 10 blinds. Jack Consuda, you want to play, but looks like it's Thomas maybe. Players trying to wait a little, help Adrian, or maybe not. Yeah, it's not fun. There he is. He's back. I'm a Sherlock rocking a GIF. I love the GIFs on GG. I really do love the software. And no one really with the decision. Ramiro to just jack high. Not would have loved to see a min raise. Can't play that one. Ace Queen. Kings. This time there is a opponent to come in with. Now, sometimes you see the min raise. There are so many players left to act, but at the same time, shoving just, oh, that's a committal raise. And Ramiro gonna get a good spot, although of course Ace Queen we know has life. It's not like this is a drawing dead scenario, but he is gonna be a 2-to-1 dog with the Ace Queen. And Ramiro just thinking about, yeah, I guess just shove. Not much else makes sense. Could call, it's committed. You just got to put something in. Space, the only player behind you, and you have kings. So there it is. Kings, ace, queen. Didn't see any aces pitched about that, at least in the immediate view. Queen comes. That's not enough in itself. Turn is clean. Can you fade the river, get our first knockout? And Mama Sherlock is going to, it's paint, but not the lady. That is it for Mama Sherlock. 9th place, 39,000, just under 40,000. And Ramiro, your 2-time champion in this event, is out. GGPoker winnings, pretty respectable. And Super Millions now no longer 0 as that final table comes in. So we're down to 8. See the pay jump start getting serious, and a healthy purse for the Super Millions on week 1. As we said, the leaderboard will start for Super Millions starting January 8th. So this week doesn't count. There's going to be an enhanced leaderboard with some big prizes, bonuses, and very cool stuff, as well as keep an eye for the live Super Millions leaderboards and what's going on. So that's an exciting thing. Exciting to get aces in the big blind as well. And Papadakis with two other short stacks. This could easily go just shove, right? 7-9. We saw 7-9 suited, similar spot. Thomas Mulacher do it. This is one where you just realize that the big blind has to be so tight. So wow. Ramiro with the 3 deuce suited is actually gonna probably bail out Papadakis from shoving, and Dennis is going to pick up some chips without a showdown. But Ramiro tried to sneak one through. Interesting 3 deuce suited. I guess just, you know, realizing how tight the big blinds have to be, and with the other short stacks, and try to get away with one. But 2-3, definitely a bit out of line. All right, well, we are going to see 5-10 on the button. Fold jack 10, Sharon 170, also very short. First in, people don't really like to call off, but does give respect there. And 5s with his stack would have been calling. Wow, aces in the big blind. We got a pair party here. 3 pairs, 8s, 9s, aces. And Ramiro, who just opened 3 deuce suited, will know we'll open this. He's going to open, and I think Papadakis is surely going to, got to believe, flat, right? 9s just kind of could have the best hand, doesn't want to get blown off. There's some shove stacks behind, does flat, and now Mulacher, who's going to get a very convenient squeeze. And see what sizing. Does it go 320 flat? Maybe a little bonus 400, just because they're deep. These guys have chips, and that's maybe the sizing he would use always. So let's see if he goes for a smaller size, try to induce a bit, or I think by default would be around 400 flat. Oh, let's see. See if he adjusts a bit. He goes a little less than 400. And man, bit frustrating if you're Ramiro, because you're kind of like, this seems too convenient. And Papadakis as well. I mean, if Ramiro gets out of the way, as you would expect, doesn't look like he's releasing yet. Papadakis, yeah, he may take offense to this. He may just step into it here. Although, again, his stack is so at risk with the 3 super short stacks and then space. And wow, he did. This guy goes for wins, man. And Thomas with the ace is going to snap it off. 3.9 million, massive pot, a lot of implications here. And a diamond, so it is pretty light here. Needs to find a 1 of 2 remaining 8s on the river. Can he do it? And it is red 5. No, Thomas with a big pot, and that is GG for Ramiro. And great news for the short stacks. Ramiro really, that's one of those things, right? It just seems too convenient, but there it is. Thomas just sturdy, got the goods, got the opponent to put it in. He just plays a great brand of poker. And wow, really unlucky there. 5.5 million now. No one has can hold a candle to him. I mean, look at, he's got, I mean, you basically have Papadakis and Mateos 2.7, right? So exactly half. Then you got the rest of the guys combined don't hold up to Thomas. So 430 for Tim. We got a million for Spades, 1.4. You add 600 to 2.5. The other 4 stacks don't add up to half his stack. So pretty crazy lead right now. Pretty crazy lead. Thomas battling with Mateos. These two have a lot of history at playing the high stakes live online. Okay, putting the pressure on. Wow. Sometimes it's your day, and this just feels like his day. Now, with hitting the straight as played, the question will be interesting. Does he go for value, or is he worried somehow that his opponent could have flopped the flush? Because his opponent probably not going to check raise even in the spot with the flush in this situation with the stack sizes with the low flush, and would just be calling, I think, down and maybe betting river. So I do think he will value bet here, like 180 or something smallish. Actually, let's see. No, maybe he goes bigger because he just figures, yeah, he goes bigger. He's not going to get check raised. And man, really interesting. Nice bet, nice hand. Yeah, I guess that makes sense to go bigger. I like that. That makes more sense to me than going smaller in that spot. You're not really looking to induce, and yeah, maybe opponent hits 2 pair there. And Tomas, we're going to work here. Timothy Adams with the weak ace. Not really a hand you want to be shoving with not a lot of fold equity against the chip leader. And right now, Thomas has really got it working for a possible runaway. He is separating himself, winning pots, opening light, coolered the other hand. Well, didn't really cooler. He had it, got his man to make a move. 289 up top. And not going to open the deuce 9 off. Right. Jack Queen, short stack, pick up 511,000, still in it. Very interesting with these 3 guys at the same stack. Right, King 8. Mateos got the best hand, has the best spade. Gonna bet, and Dennis not really in a spot where he can get sticky and hang on. Also didn't, just kind of missed and got out of the way. Yeah, deuce six, not playable. Chip leader really looking to go and put pressure, but doesn't want to play all the hands. Realizes too, there are people are not afraid, going to play back, and there are some shove stacks. So very interesting. Always, that's what's so cool about multi-table tournaments, that depending on who has the chips and what positions at the table, you get to see a lot of different styles and strategy being executed. And you know, there's three different classes here. You got the master chip leader, got two kind of very healthy stacks. Then you got some sort of short stacks. So this will be very curious how it gets navigated. And Sharon folded the Jack 10 off. Mulak are showing his cards just for fun, I guess. Either way, good hand, bad hand, and 6 million. It's got to feel good right now. The heavy favorite to take this down, but of course, very formidable opponents with some big stacks. Still, no easy automatic thing. So that was yeah, the eights hand. Eights hand was you know, at the same time, it's going to work a lot, and then when it doesn't, you still 20%. Takes a little higher risk play, and ran into the buzzsaw there. I think, you know, part of that problem was that he knows there's so many short stacks. He thinks that Thomas is just going to be abusing that his squeeze is going to go, you know, that he's just going to be taking that with so many wide variety hands. He already had queens twice, got aces again. Everything just kind of coming together. Sharon, Jack 10, good discipline. Thomas now. I'll be curious if Adrian treats that ace king as a flat again, or because of the button, he just wants to try to open up, make a huge raise, and take it down here. So I think you'll see, you know, 400K for like four flat, which he did last time. So same, almost the same situation. He flops top like he did last time, and this time there was a backdoor hard draw and a pair. So this is like almost deja vu. And again, with the stacks, I guess he just lets just calls. Don't really think he's going to be check raising. Now he even improves more, and he has a way better lock on the hand than he could even know. So it's actually interesting that Thomas is going to shell here this card. I don't know if he will. 367 in the middle, maybe just check back. I don't know what kind of story he's going to be telling. Didn't get a heart, didn't get a 7 or a 5. And he will check. And now Mateos certainly going to bet, right? He doesn't want to let his opponent check back. A weak ace somehow had a king, so he does go for a bet himself, and that is going to be a not much of a decision. I guess there's 8-9 that misses. Pretty hero-y. Pretty hero-y. Okay, Sharon, a6 suited, also in the waiting games, decides to be patient, and it pays off because he would have ran into it here. Thomas, ace king, going to keep going to work. Ace 4 off. Could we see another, could we see a hand where he's just like, hey, this guy's opening like literally any cards in this spot. I have an ace. It's a big pickup, but there's the other two really short stacks. So I don't think he wants to call here. This is interesting. And again, it looks like a punt when you say, oh, how could this player do something like that? Wow, we're gonna see again, but man, it's just one of those things. Like the guy, like, how could he have a hand? Well, he does. He needs to get lucky here. Ooh, flops the wheel. No help on the turn, 16% you can see to the river, and it is a 4 ball. Sometimes that's all it takes is a 4, and Thomas would have been officially out of the stratosphere of a runaway, but he gets the 4 on the river, 86% going to the river. Bang, big swing for the field there. Two short stacks were like, wow, we're already down to 6 and just kind of going up, but nope, still not meant to be 7-handed, and space, dangerous player, a lot of final tables, a lot of capability back in the game. Back in it. Back in it. Ace, king, some premium hands. We've seen aces, queens, a lot of different hands today. Rob was supposed to be here. He had a cough literally at rehearsal. So guys, I know think it's just click a button, show up and go, but there's preparation, getting the gas, organizing, testing equipment, testing Mike. He was here and he had just gotten over ammonia. He thought he could push through and just was not going to be fun for him to be coughing throughout the show. So we'll have Rob on the future. Again, world-class player, 4-time bracelet winner, like 8 million summer in live earnings, just won a WPT this past year. So great guy, great player. And be fun to have him on. We will have him on in the future, but just me today. And I am happy to be here and be with you guys to start this new year off. And I appreciate you all saying where you're from and hitting that thumbs up button, which is the first part of the giveaway. Going to be a $100 GG ticket giveaway today. So just going to tell you guys 100. I'm not going to tell you it's 50. And if we get to X amount of thumbs up, but you got to be ready for the keyword. Got to hit the thumbs up and, hit the thumbs up if you're going to have a great 2023. Let's just do that. I don't have to say that, get this and do the $100. Let's just hit the thumbs up and have a big year together. I'm with it. I'm feeling my best year. I really am. There's been years where I'm like, man, it's going to be good or it's going to be okay. But I got a second child on the way, feeling exciting about poker, feeling excited about just, I don't know. I'm just feeling very bullish. I'm bullish on 2023, feeling high energy and feeling excited. Hope you guys do the same. Nines, ace four suited, man. Space has got a thing with the ace four. Uh-oh. Dangerous. About a coin flip. Whoa, adds more outs, but loses a card. Needs a 5, needs a heart, needs an ace. And it is not too many outs versus like last time. Didn't have many outs. So, you've heard that, too many outs. Double up for Dennis and Space kind of getting on a little bit of a joyride here, going up and down and swinging and doubling and then doesn't get the knockout. And Sharon is now your short stack, like Tim, also pretty short. And Sharon playing cautiously. Playing it coy, playing it cautious, trying to ladder, but also just not really getting a lot of great spots. Looks like, could it be a satellite winner even? No, I don't want to, let's see, satellite. So no play in season 1 and season 2 for Sharon, 1 appearance, no cashes. So looking to he will be on the board with the final table and a potential more. Ace jack off. Patience should get this one through. 7.5 blinds. All right, Sharon. Did he give us maybe there's different suits, but didn't give his cards back. Ace jack gonna commit all in as well. And he's on the rise, 600,000. Couple playable hands. Always nice to get dealt in when you're short. Get no contest, pick up the pot. All been there. Any tournament players out there know it's not fun to be short, but it's also not hard to play. It's all in or fold, right? There's not so many complex decisions and going post flop where you're not sure what to do. It's kind of okay. Book says shove, I shove. Then don't get called or win. Okay, 7-5 suited, king, queen, got the king of spades, has the gut shot, but a board where Thomas can put max pressure here with 2 shorter stacks and a flush draw. So Dennis doesn't even want to hold on there for appeal. Doesn't even want to appeal. Pick up, space, picking up, being very active. A couple light shoves, light aggressive maneuvers. Goes 1 for 2 with the ace 4. It's nines and ace king. The $10,000 buy-in. Satellite options are available. Thomas gonna be certainly playing here. Ace 10, Jack 10 suited. Has the best hand, but a decent flop for Adrian, who can put pressure here. He does have a lot of good turn cards, such as this, to add a bit of equity, although he does realize that Thomas is going to be calling so wide, so he doesn't want to be barreling in there. Normally I think you would see a C bet, but not in this particular situation in this player. And so it is going to be a lead out from Thomas. Although Adrian, this is kind of a tough one, because you figure maybe a Jack or 10 is good, although a 10 would complete the 9, and it's not an amazing spot, right? There's not a lot of great scenarios. You also have Jack high. You do realize though that you beat some nine highs, beat some 5 highs. Appeal, and we see a check, so I don't know if Adrian though. Jack high all of a sudden. Does have a 10. Does have a 10. See if he wants to bluff here. If you're Thomas too, you might realize that your opponent would play possibly some overpairs like this. So he does have some hands, but he is going to go big bet, and very interesting. All right, well played. And Adrian showing you a master class in how to play, and obviously both players world class. Both players understand each other's capabilities, but that's just some things you just got to tip your cap, say nice hand, and move on. This position's so powerful. Pretty easy shove here. King 5, the short stack. Just not the best hand, and make the player call off. Doesn't do so. Shows a 3. 7 left. Queen 9, 10s. Best hand, 4-12 in the middle. Let's see what Thomas comes with here. Does lose to a Jack. He does lose to better kickers on 9. There are possible straights, and Adrian has 2 10s in his hand, blocks the 10-8. So we see a check back, and very interesting. Very interesting run out 10s here. Does he block or bet, or just check? I mean, I guess, does he think that, I guess he realizes that Thomas probably going to bet a Jack again, so he can decide that he has the best hand. He does go ahead and bet, and this is tricky. Spades miss, and I think there's too many things lean towards call. So gonna get shown the bad news, tighten the gap a little bit. Mateos up over 3 million now, very dangerous player. As I said, Thomas big favorite, but still plenty of chips, and as we saw, no guarantee on all ends. You can get it in good, and that river can always be available. It can always change fortunes quickly. And here we go, 6-7 suited, raising into 7s. That is dominating. And we've seen space shove before with the ace-4 off. This is also a tricky hand to play. Decides to flat. He has his opponent drawing literally to running 6s. That is what he would need. There's no straight runner. There's no flush runner. There's no over. He has got the best hand if he can hold on. And Thomas gonna go with a bet. Certainly won't work. I think space just gonna go into check call formation. Check call formation, 372 in the middle, 7 high. Does he go for a big shell? Does he go? He does. The guy's got heart, man. He's got heart. In space, though, when you play 7s on the queen, queen, deuce, and that is a bit surprising for me to see, like, to shove the ace-4 off, but call 7s and fold on that board texture. But hey, great play from Thomas. And space is doing a lot right. Can't, of course, whole cards up, easy to say, oh, how could he fold, or how do you do this? But hey, it's in the moment. There's some very short stacks and still got a healthy stack, and it's not fun to be guessing. All right, Sharon, timely premium. Ace queen suited picks up the pot, still in the game, up around the same as his neighbor Dennis, and Timothy Adams in critical zone. 7 blinds, 364,000 chips. Mateos gonna go venturing. A couple pairs around. Interesting if Papadakis set mines here off of his 42 or 3 blinds. He does. And Dennis now with a pretty good spot to shove. And he does that. And Mateos with 10 high, not going to want to call up 600,000. And Papadakis, who flats, getting a decent price if his opponent doesn't have an overpair. But that's the problem with threes. He is going to do so. There's another 142 in the middle. There's 242 out if he folds, and that Dennis picks up. Pretty huge spot for Dennis. No showdown, wins the pot, and Papadakis does get rid of the threes after all. Just wanted to see a set mine. Figures Dennis gonna shove pretty solid range there and makes a good fold. And Jack all in, no customer. No customer at the moment. Yeah, the guest is hungover. I think that would be the case, but was just getting over pneumonia, and it's it is. I can assure you that's not. Rob's a real professional and was excited to come on, and he will be on in the future. So, just me today. And happy to be here. I will say that it is exciting. I just got back late last night, took a little vacation, unwinded, but I will be with you guys for the year. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped about it. I'm pumped about Super Millions. I'm pumped about the new addition, the leaderboard. They're doing some live stuff for it as well. It is an exciting time for the Super Millions. Mike Fern, that's a weird one. No, I've got someone said it to me. Joey Ingram used to always say it to me. He's like, man, it feels like you have like you're on set. I've actually never tried that in my life. So I will. Hey, look, I've been to Burning Man a couple of times. I'm not saying I've never experimented with anything. I'm just saying that particular substance you're referencing, I've never tried in my life. And what else do I want to say? But I've experimented. I've been, had a good time. Didn't go to Burning Man and just sit on my thumbs, just relax. I was in the action. I look tired, really. I hit the cold plunge yesterday. It was a long few days, a lot of margaritas. I was in Cabo, so that's possible. I feel a bit, I don't know. I felt refreshed and I felt tired. I have all the emotions. I got a 3.5-year-old. So, he crawls into bed sometimes, comes in, wakes me up. Always not there's definitely not always the best night's sleep. That's for sure. So if I look tired, I apologize. Feel good, feel refreshed. Yeah, I've never tried that. I have a feeling I would like it. So that's part of the reason I don't, I know myself. Keep it clean, keep it down the fairway, keep everything, keep it clean. All right, back to the game. No more crazy talk. What up? Familiar faces, so many familiar faces here. Yeah, just GG accounts are eligible for the giveaway, guys. So if you have a GG account, or if you don't have one, find a friend that does and let them have the ticket or gift it or split it with them or however. But look at this. We are going to see the King 8 suited gets the fold from the suited ace and with the same card. So very close spot. Does fold. Evan Gach, good to see you, man. A lot of familiar faces. Really do appreciate you guys. Very friendly audience. I streamed on Twitch for many years. Of course, being in my primary residence in the US, I just not able to stream as much as I want to. Not able to just travel around out of a suitcase, having a 3-year-old and another child on the way. So this is amazing. I love this opportunity to do the Super Millions weekly with you guys. I will still stream sometimes when during a WSOP series where I not get to a location I'm able to be in and hopefully fire a series. So that's definitely something that's a possibility. It's just been a long time. Been a long time since I've been streaming, and that was some of the most fun I had. Just like the grind of traveling and finding good internet and bouncing around. It was amazing. I love Twitch. I love YouTube. I love content. I love poker. Love the podcast. I know a lot of you guys tune into that. I appreciate that. I have my own podcast. Had 180 episodes. Actually, Mateos has been on there. Trying to think. There's been a bunch of people that have been at the final table on the podcast, and I do love chatting with people. That's why when the guest cancels, I'm not worried. I got you guys. You guys keep me active, keep me on task. And listen, I spent many 10, 12, 14-hour sessions talking to a camera and with no one talking back. So I'm happy to carry the show. It's more fun, I think, to have a guest. If you guys get to know someone else, get a world-class poker player in with to talk some strategy. But I enjoy doing it and enjoy hanging out with you guys. Thank you. Yeah, on the second, no, it feels good. Another boy coming. I mean, this is uncanny how much Thomas has got big hands in spots. He's got here again queens. He's had queens. I think maybe it's his third queens for sure. Aces as well. Got the eights to bite. All right. Well, ace queen upstairs. And that pinned message, guys, take a look. The hands up promo. Take a look, because if you guess the winning hand, it stops guesses eligible once it gets to heads up play. But if you are able to guess, say, let's say ace of diamonds, four of hearts, guess the winning hand, you win the jackpot. The jackpot goes up every week. That is available. You guys can click it and select your hand. It's on the Reddit forums for GG. All right, ace queen. Man, one of the hardest hands to play in poker, I think, ace queen. Well, no spade for Mateos, ace seven, and I think he's gonna, I don't know. Thought maybe he might take a stab because he just realized he does lose to some better, better ace highs, but ultimately decides not to go for it. And trust me, Mateos, I'm never gonna guess his decision making. That's a guy that knows how to play the game. Ramiro Patron, two-time winner, goes out in 8th, and Mama Sherlock out in 9th as we see what's available. 289 up top. So much to play for, and the leaderboards will start for the Super Millions starting January 8th. So that will be the following week. That would be when they start. From there on is when the leaderboard starts. Big prizes. Going to talk about that mid-February. That'll be announced, but the leaderboard will get underway already. Yeah, Rob, I just was explaining is he had a really bad cough, like literally, like not like the night before, whatever. Like it was like today, woke up, even was coming on the rehearsal. It was just like, man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get through the show for a few hours of talking. And it's kind of last minute to find someone else. And again, we'll have him on again. No worries. I listen, I think part of it having a guest is like to help with carry the stuff. But for me, I have no problem talking. If anything, I guess I talk too much. That's part of streaming on Twitch for years of just literally talking to a camera and answering questions. So don't worry about that. We'll have plenty to talk about. Queen, Jack, Queen 8. So this could get himself in some trouble here. Thomas does, or Papadakis hits the gin of gin cards, and what a spot. Mulak are going to take it with the queen. Maybe also has some plans if a heart comes to bluff. And what a man, Papadakis has got the stone cold nuts with almost the large percentage of the pot bet. I mean, this is amazing news now that just calls, gets the brick, and wow, he is going to really walk it to sleep here. Decides that he is just going to call, doesn't pair the board, doesn't bring a heart, and Mulacher with 4.8 million. Does he rip it in with the 3 short stacks, putting the pressure on, and he would get snapped out of his chair. Papadakis, if he gets this play to come through, he does check. Look at that discipline. Just understands the situation where he's at. Whatever he just decides that was enough pressure that this hand is not going to fold. I think he might have gone for it on a heart. Truthfully, maybe that was part of the plan, but does call, and that is wow. Wow. All right, force. Sharon been so patient, so kind of card dead, is going to take this 340,000 shove and run into a jacks. So that is a 4-1 dog. He has a 4. Speaking of 4s, is it possible? Not the start. He wanted close, but no cigar on the turn. 4.5%. Needs a 4, and it is not to be. So Sharon will be out in 7th. We're going to go 6-handed. Everyone guaranteed 83,000. Nice showing for Sharon there. Looks familiar. Well, at least that picture does. Is that from the, maybe from the Triton series picture that I think, yeah, I think that's, I don't know if that's really the person or not, but anyway, that will be it. Back to work. Ace King 7-4 suited. Small bet, Thomas Mulacher, and this is not a lot happening there. Decides to give it up. All right, picks it up. Papadakis, no showdown. No showdown. Ace deuce picks up on the button. Mulacher was a card away from running away with everything there, right? If he had held the river, he would have been what, 6.6 million or so, knocked out space, would have been a whole different game. Still in great shape. Eight, 10, ace 5. Ace 5 in the lead. Both players have gut shots. 8, 10, maybe a little more feeling the need to bluff, as 10 high going to be hard to win. He does check. Papadakis with ace 5. Has the best hand. No player improves, but ace 5 is a winner if he can get the showdown. And the problem with space not betting or taking a stab at any point, ace 5 going to be happy to show it down. Does so. So space realized equity, got to get to a river. And Mulacher with the playable 8s, going to open up much wider than that. We'll kick it on up. Timothy Adams, not the real crusher Timothy Adams, but this is just, that's got to be feel too good, right? He's the shortest. He's got a aggressive chip leader opening wide, king queen. just, you don't have fold equity, but he does take the spot. So this is a swing for the event as well. And eights, can we get an elimination or will we see a double up? Sweaty, eights in the lead. No longer in the lead. That was a slightly favorite after the flop to now needing a ton of help, and that is not it. So we will see another double up. Dennis Preganoff was looking for a knockout there. Jack queen. So man, it's funny when you get to chip lead, you get to take opportunities, you get to take spots, you get to take risks. Now he's had good hands, got good spots. Couple of the really nice situations haven't even worked out, and still has 4.5 million. And getting the premium hands, getting walks, sort of vacuuming the chips up. Five deuce, gonna fold. Nines open under the gun. Timothy Adams, some newfound chips. Not looking to defend against Mr. Mateos under the gun range with that holding, so he will relinquish. And all right, things even it out a bit. Dennis's turn to get active here. Ace five suited, if folded two as it is, likely going to be playing for that. It's a pretty nice hand to get dealt when there's no action in front of you. 3 remaining hands. Ace four and king queen. Maybe just see a jam here with the same stack as Dennis, and king queen just sort of going to be the best hand most of the time here. Also covers. Seems like all systems go to rip it in. You also do get some weak aces to fold, although it doesn't do that. And now there's going to be a little bit of a pot. Ace four now with the big lead. Pretty interesting. I'd be curious on that. And again, whole cards up. Always easy. Oh, do this, do that, make this play. So of course, we saw also that time he shoves ace four, runs into ace king, got lucky. But yeah, I think that particular hand, this particular spot with these stack sizes, that I would prefer to just shove. But as it plays out though, maybe he saved chips possibly if he shoved. I don't know if Tim would fold the weak ace there. Probably would off his stack size in that particular hand. But yeah, Rob could not make it. Jack Sinclair Poker, man, what's up? If that's the real Jack Sinclair, I'd love to have you on. Great poker player and commentary. So you never know. That's not the real Timothy Adams. It might not be the real Jack Sinclair, but yeah, always it was kind of just super last second. Literally was. It wasn't even hours before we would have been able to get it done, but he was planning to come, and then at basically rehearsal was like, man, I'm just coughing up a storm. I don't feel good. And yeah, not fun to sit for a couple hours on commentary. Okay, 7-4 suited calls, could shove, decides to go ahead and play post flop. And this is good news for Papadakis because he has got a gut shot. Backdoor diamond's going to bet. I mean, the player definitely would shove a weak ace. So now he gets to just kind of go to town here. And this is a problem for Dennis. And well played. I'm really impressed with Papadakis. That I am. Eos, man, just feels dialed in as well. I think this is shaping up to be a very interesting down the stretch event. Very interesting, very talented players. Mateos, no introduction needed. Mulacher, no introduction needed. Papadakis, I thought, has played a really strong brand today. I'm excited to see how he kind of figures out this puzzle on the last 6 here. Just feel like he's in a interesting spot where he is gonna be in a decent position here. He also has a fine seat at the table. Sort of away from the others a bit. I mean, Mulacker's still 2 to his left, but Dennis goes for it. Queen 8 suited. I like it. I like it. Takes a shot there. He also is the shortest, so he can't just sit back too much. Doesn't want to go through the blinds again. All right, Dennis picking up a little steam. No one to call. Okay. There we go. Ace king. No contest here. Going to be a quick fold. And Mulacher again going down. He's about 4 million. Big swings, but that's the nice thing about being a chip lead. You can take some adversity. Space 8-10 suited. Has a close one here. Probably going to want to open though. You know, Dennis isn't just going to be shoving anything. Decides against it. Yeah, you gotta. That's the problem. Sometimes, like the king queen one, I think I would be curious on that one. That would be one I would play differently. But again, Space, very talented player. He's got 9 final tables, I believe, alone in season 2. Had not participated in season 1, so plays a lot. 59 times, 9 final tables. Does not have a title yet, however, looking for that first Super Millions title. And Space 6s here. 1.2 million. It's interesting one you could also argue to shove. Let's see if he's got covered by 2 stacks. Dennis is short. Does shove. Like that play. Blind on blind, a little deeper now. Tim can hurt Mulacher. Expect the limp here. He could actually put the pressure on. That is, wow. That is a bit surprising. I would have expected like a 3.5x raise or a limp, but the shove is max pressure, and this really puts a hand like Ace 8 in a very tricky spot. I mean, you can see he's about even with Space, and Dennis is short. So this is just ICM 101. And I mean, the book would say fold, but I don't know. Tim got the Finland flag, probably realizes something's not quite right here, and thinking about it for 18 blinds. It's actually very close, but I think, yeah, ICM would say fold, and he does adhere to that. Well done from Thomas. 10-7 off. Interesting hand too there. I would not think that was the thing, but at the same time, if he does make it 3.5, he's going to get shoved on by a hand like that. So there's always pros and cons. And that was the thought process there. Well done. Ooh, Ace-7, Ace-5. So Ace-5 does have the gut shot, and Ace-7 does have the kicker advantage, but very, very interesting. Goes for a 109 bet. Of course, Mateo's going to continue. No point really to raise. Just call. Doesn't see any real other option. I mean, blocks the 5 deuce for the straight, but he also realizes he is going to be either pretty much way ahead or way behind. There's not a worse kicker other than a deuce if he were to have an ace. Let's have the ace of clubs, and I think Thomas gonna think this is potentially a two street hand. He wants to also charge 5-6, charge some potential, like 4x of clubs or whatever. So he does go pretty big here, and this is a difficult spot for Mateos because you can't really think fold, and it's a really nice card to chop with if they are able to go to a showdown. Chop it up, no harm, no foul. Ooh. Space. Space with the kings. Kings versus ace eight suited. Trying to send Tim to outer space if they were to play a big one. And this is actually very close, right? Where if you're Tim and you get played back at the shove is very curious. I'm a little surprised he doesn't try to induce there with the kings, but at the same time it does kind of look weaker. I think I prefer to see a raise to like 380, small, like 400 or something, 420. Let him try to shove it in, and I think there's fold equity. Tim getting put to the test with some weak aces, mild aces. Yeah, I don't think he can call off. I mean, this would have been. I would like to see a shove with the king queen off. Instead, he shoves with the kings. Does get a fold, so Tim sort of gets bailed out there, where he might have got stuck in. But of course, ace eight suited versus kings, not automatic to win with the kings. So space does pick up the pot with no showdown. That's always hard to complain with. And Tim goes back to work, raising. King 10 off the taxi. Any Houston fans out there? You guys know what I'm talking about. 138 thumbs up. We will do a giveaway today. I'll get that keyword for you. Okay, space a7 suited. Not much to contend with behind. Papadakis, we saw flat 6-8 suited earlier, but much differently than that particular hole in 3-2 soft. Thomas as a chip leader, not interested in that. Not interested with that hold in. Queen 10 suited, short stack, premium hand, 40% of a royal, gonna rip it in. And man, king deuce suited, not quite good enough, right? It's just like this he's got like 274 something, just 474. It's a lot of chips, and got to be ahead, and then you got to hold. It's just too much. The World Cup, how do I like it? Love the World Cup. Just insane. I mean, that was like storybook stuff. What happened? Can't really script it. Just feels scripted, but yeah, really exciting to watch. Sets, the rare, so hard to hit a set. There it is, fives, but a scary board. And the good news is for Papadakis that he still has a winning hand. The bad news is going to kill action. Although Adrian, does he ever just decide to tell a story here? Does he want to tell the story? He is telling it, and wow, Papadakis, I mean, still has to call, right? They're deep. He could fill up and win. There are bluffs, so don't see how he could ever fold. Now, the interesting part will be when he calls, which I would imagine he has to. He just has to. When he does call and the river bricks like this, now it's interesting. Does Adrian tell a story or not? He doesn't have a diamond in his hand. I also think he realizes that this player doesn't really have many eights in his hand. That's one of the things that his player, what 8x is he raising with in this spot, in this particular situation? Pocket eights, ace eight of spades. There's not many combos of that. So he may go for this. And he does. Wow, wow, wow. Man, Mateos is just, I mean, that is a poker hand. If you want to say like, how do you go for it? He has more eights. This player doesn't have eights. I'm going for it. I don't have a diamond in my hand. Maybe the player holds on with the diamond draw on the turn somehow, or has an overpair and sees what I do. And even a set in this particular case that happens to have a set can't really do anything. And just hand of the day. That is my vote for hand of the day. Wow. So sick hand. 3.5 million closing on that chip lead. Wow, that was exciting. I was really, the sizing just so interesting. You know, what he's doing, what he's telling, what he's repping, and what he executes on. Really cool. Mateos is really, really sick. I mean, this goes without saying, but just got to remind you, if you guys want to check him out and Google him, take a look at him. I've had a nice podcast with him as well. Maybe Mateos for a guest. I don't think we've had him on as a guest. I get confused because I do this Coin River podcast. I do my own podcast, and I've had now 30 episodes on here. So sometimes it blends together who's been what where. Wow. Little check raise, Papadakis getting out of line here, check raising the gutter. And does Mateos ever just doesn't, non-believer calls? I mean, you are witnessing, you are literally getting to see a display right now. You're getting to see now, of course, still Papadakis could hit his hand and win. He could bluff and win, but Mateos bet calls on this board. Has a plan. Just says, you know what? I'm not betting to fold here. Sees Papadakis check. And now the interesting part in these spots is, do players check or do they keep control of the hand? Bet small. You know, because if he has Jack 10, if he has Jack 8, if he has King Jack, probably more weighted towards Jack 8, Jack 10 hands than King Jack, which actually could have the best hand, or King 10. There's a lot of gut shot draws here, or straight draws. So let's see. Does go for that small quarter bet size, which I like. And sick hand again. Sick hand. Very sick hand. Very sick hand. Ace 8 suited. We'll see. Space gonna be playing. Does raise. Goes for a little extra meat. Gets the King Jack to just quickly fold there. Space now is in third place as Thomas and Adrian are shared for the chip lead. Short stack over with Dennis and Timothy, and Timothy sort of the two shorter stacks, as Papadakis and Space are basically tied. Wow, there's been some absolutely sick hands today. Really exciting play as can expect with this level of play. But Mateos is putting on a highlight reel right now. Okay, ace jack, 8-10 suited, so you're raised. Dennis getting in sort of desperate mode. And he is going to pass there, though. Do have highlights from these shows. If you guys aren't able to catch the whole one, you can always come and watch a highlight between the GG channel. I think it's also on my Twitch. I'm sorry, my YouTube channel, Jeff Goes Poker. I have some highlights from past Super Millions, but you can see a recap in much shorter period of time if you don't want to watch the whole one. It's fun to watch it live though, of course, and it's fun to get aces. And hello, Mateos is going to get a Timothy Adams. Can't blame him from shoving here, but Mateos gets absolutely the goods, the cookies, the nuts, the tier 1 hand rank 1 aces with a raise and a shove, music to his ears. Puts a little bit of time bank treatment on, and he is going to see the good news. Can he hold? That's the other part of the puzzle, and it's a pretty good spot where it's drawing dead on the turn. Although the 8-10 suited of Mulak would have been sweaty. This is not, and this is a big old knockout for Mateos as the field shrinks to 5. Very short stack, could be four-handed shortly. I'm going to do the keyword giveaway. Let's do it now. Let's get it going. You guys have been excellent. $100 giveaway. Nothing you have to do other than hit the thumbs up. If you're gonna have a great 2023, hit the thumbs up. It's also what's part of the giveaway, and we're gonna see GG Happy New Year, and then enter your username. So insert GG username there after GG Happy New Year. So GG space happy space new space year, and enter your GG new year. Mizraki got a pretty nasty cough that he thought he was shaking. He was just getting over something, but at the rehearsal, literally was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I don't want to be coughing for a couple hours, which I respect that. That wouldn't be very fun for you, me, or anyone. So yeah, that is not what happened. And yeah, Mateos is running hot, and he is going to call king 9, ace 10. So it could be back-to-back knockouts. We could be four-handed just like that. And it is a 10, so needs a bit of help. But that is an interesting card. Puts a plethora of outs there, and it is a king on the river. That 9 of diamonds was spicy. And Dennis, good game, did ladder up to 5th. Got the $107,000 score. There's a look at him. No stranger to GGPoker. Adds to his Super Millions earnings, and we're down to 4, and we have multiple winners here. So we have got Mateos looking for another title. We also have a Papadakis looking for another title. So Space is the only one that hasn't won. Out of the guys that have won Super Millions, Mateos has, let's see, he has, he's won once, season 1. And then on season 2, we have Papadakis that has won. So Mateos has 3 wins. Papadakis 1, and Mulaker has 1, I believe. He has 1. So there you go. And look at this. This is potentially a big pot here. King, queen, ace 8, and this is wow. So the ace would be good because that would make 2 pair for Mateos. A spade he could fire off on, but he is gonna 1.3 million, king, queen, 8. But he's also so in tune to ranges, realizing what type of hand Mulaker has here, realizing it's going to hit him a lot. And he does come out and tell a go with the bet. So this will be very interesting. Imagine Thomas just calls. But let's see. King, queen suited. I mean, there's a lot going on here. A lot going on. Could just try to get in against kings. I'm sorry, ace, king, or aces, or, you know, maybe he's got ace 10 of spades, ace jack of spades that you're not letting some free cards come off. So let's see if he just kicks it on up here. Does call clean as a whistle on the turn. Now it gets interesting. 2 million in the pot. Chip lead pot potentially here. I guess would be very close if Mulaker just no more chips going and wins, but Mateos to do, what to do, what to do. Probably, I just feel like he's gonna check, but I've been wrong today before. And he does not do it. So I guess that the thought is to bet and then probably go all in on a spade. An eight or an ace he actually does improve. And you know, he puts some pressure on some hands here, but king, queen suited. I mean, this is just, there's no chance Mulaker is folding. Just, I mean, I was just thinking what he's doing. Obviously, he's not folding. It's just, does he go out? Does he raise here? Or does he just call? It's a huge bet. I mean, he takes the chip lead if he even just takes us down 2.7. He's gonna have 5.12 a million chip lead. So he just calls and wow. The river is, it's an interesting one. So like ace jack of spades, ace jack off with the spade. We see him doing it with ace eight. So there he doesn't have the nuts, still feels pretty good. Beats aces, beat ace king. Beats many hands here. So this is be interesting if Mateos goes for the jugular or if this is just a check, but I mean, you know, like the hand, like a hand like King Jack, that's the thing. Can you get a hand like King Jack suited to fold with the three streets here? Has a club as well. I mean, right? He does go for it, and I think Thomas is just as played, not going to fold. But I mean, it does get a little scary. A spade or a club. He's got half of that puzzle with the club, and you know, he this is I'd say a medium card for Thomas. I think he doesn't love it, but I think ultimately he's just got too much hand here, the top two, to play it this way and then fold. So I don't know. I mean, sick hand by Mateos. I mean, he really would. What if you? What do you do with King Jack here? Right, King Jack of whatever, any suit. Can you call King Queen? If he's thinking of folding King Queen, it just shows you the power of this play. But I don't know. I'm not convinced he's going to fold. I would be shocked if he folds. But the more time they say, think long, think wrong. Adrian, man, what a absolute savage to go at this. This is also a world-class player. And I think he's calling. I just think he is. I just don't think he's just, I don't think in his head he's like, I'm calling. I think it's like close your eyes and basically call anything. Even I don't know if a spade had come if he would have folded. Maybe the front door flush draw makes more sense, right? Maybe you could talk yourself into folding when the 10 of spades hits on the river, but the 10 of clubs, it's the back door. Such a beautiful play with the back door, one club in your hand too. Just basically saying, hey, that's the thing about these guys, the world's best, they have a plan. They're like, all right, if this comes, I'm doing that. It's not, think about how many times you play poker and you're just in a hand or maybe 3-bet bluff or c-bet once and you're just like, oh, what do I do? No, he knows. All right, club turn, club river, I'm all in. He has a plan. Mulaker also, all right, I'm going to just let him walk the dog and I'm going to definitely call on all these runouts. I'm probably going to call on these and maybe I will actually fold on this. So he's using a lot of time bank. I think we're going to get to see the call. I just like, again, top two. It's just like, if you're folding this, what are we doing? And I think this is, like I said, a middling to medium-ish, not one of the 10 as well. Completes ace jack. If that's a 9 of clubs, probably calling for short. 10 of clubs, it's like, all right, I still probably have to call. If it's a 10 of spades, maybe you'd fold, right? Because then you're like, okay, I lose to spades. Happy New Year. That's I think he calls too. He's using a ton of time. The thing is, if he folds, Mateos has such a big lead, and then he's got all three guys with like the same stack. You're just gonna get to see him go to absolute town. I think he's calling. This is the exorbitant amount of time down at 330. Just running it, thinking about it, going through thoughts, history, implications. You go out now, fourth place, 137. If you call, you're also like going to win a lot of the time. So you're talking about 137. There's $152,000 difference, 51 and change. Still, if you fold, you're also going to still get second a lot, right? You're still in second. You have a tough seat. He's on your direct left. There's future game implications, a lot considering, but I think this is just going to be the call. He's going to time bank call. Start thinking about the bluffs though, right? Ace jack, like ace 10 off with the spade, ace 10 of spades, ace jack of spades, ace jack off, ace 10 off, like. Should have shoved the turn. Yeah, you say that, but at the same time, maybe you get the max if you call. So like, I think that's kind of my thought too, is like, all right, if he just calls the turn, it's such a wet board. Like you got to kind of call, like even if something scary comes, because you're just top your range. Like, wow. I mean, this is the A Mateos highlight reel. I mean, I get it. I get the fold. Listen, I'm not saying I'm calling. I would probably shove the turn. I'd wuss out. That's what I would have done. I saw a couple people in the chat say that too. I would have probably just wussed out and shoved the turn. But and now it's like he's just gonna go ahead and give him a chance to double here. So it's kind of actually wild that like he folds the winner and now he's again ahead. But still, if he somehow were to lose this, it would just be pretty insane. But if he doesn't, they're back to basically, okay, drawing dead. Look at that. Oh, wow. What a river there too. All right. So it all kind of worked out. But sick hand. Wow. Okay. Whole new ballgame. That I gotta take a minute here. That was a bit wild, man. That was a bit wild. I just had making some notes too. There's some sick hands. This has been a wild final table. Yeah, that ace 8, man. What a hand selection to do it. But back to 4 million. Gets a good hand, gets a double, gets a hold. Queen 10, Jack 10, and Queen high gonna hold up there as well. I've been very impressed as I saw Papadakis. Space is showing like some really, I mean, he's obviously his results, he's 9 final tables. He's really just gets here and plays well. I think a couple spots I mean, it's funny because he made like the ace 4 really loose shove and ran into ace king and got there, but then like the king queen he passed, a couple other spots where maybe he could have raised instead of shove. So like I think he's taken he's not been super consistent on some of his logic and lines. Like, so I don't know, I can't really speak even if he's tighter side or looser, because he's done a little everything, but he definitely has a formula that works. And I think here we're gonna see pressure put on by Mulacher. Does just call. Interesting. All right, well, the 6 is actually in the lead. Queen 7 suited completely misses. 5s has a key diamond sort of in the wrapped in the middle of that 6 and the 4 diamonds. 6-8 suited is in the lead. Probably gonna bet. Gets to get Mulacher to fold if he doesn't have a king or a flush draw a lot here. And he's gonna have a hard time getting a showdown if he doesn't bet. So he does go bet. Yeah, 6-8 spades for sure. Looks like a Papadakis Kim Fu Hong notices too. Yeah, he played that earlier flat, and Mulaker says, "Hey man, you're gonna have to show me. You're gonna have to show me a couple bit of heart here." And as speaking of heart, that is a key heart. The 3 of hearts puts Mulaker open ended. So if Papadakis doesn't keep the foot on the gas, he may just get blown off it. And he checks. Interesting spot now. If Mulaker decides that he just wants to bet protect / semi bluff sort of merge, or just check back and decides, hey, look, this guy could have diamonds, could have ace jack, ace queen, take a shot like that. Kind of a random one, right? To have the 6. And now with the SPR stack to pot ratio of about 1, Papadakis with a tough decision. And that is going to be a winner for Papadakis, up to 2 million. Important pot. We will announce the winner of the giveaway shortly. Once we get the heads up, I will announce that. 212, you've hit the thumbs up. You need to hit the thumbs up. Then you need to type in GG space Happy New Year space your username on GG for the ticket. And again, oh baby, look at these 3 hands. What on earth is that? 3-handed. I mean, this is premium tier 1, and then it's very strong hand as well. Very strong. Very strong hand. And there it is. King Jack suited and aces all in. And King Jack suited is needing runner. And that is part of the puzzle. He's got a club in his hand. There's just, you just don't want to believe it. It's paint, but not enough. Wow. Woo. Aces. Everyone. Hey, this was going too fast, right, guys? The first show of the year. That was going too fast for this to be over something soon. It was going too fast. Sixes and ace king. We might play for it again here, man. 2.5 million, and Mulaker really after got bluff, got the double, and then ran into aces. So see here, I mean, just gonna kick it up, and space knows the power of a pair 4-handed button versus big blind. See if he's gonna rip it in, or see ever just fold. He's got 2.5 million. Okay, call. Yeah, fold. I think all right, ace 10, king 9. And king 9, backdoor spades, ace 10 has some real equity here. Just calls, no heart for either player. 996 in the middle, not a good card for Mulaker, who could think he has the best hand. There's some other hands he's beating that he no longer beats as well, that are just taking a stab, you know, king 10 or whatever, king jack, queen king, some type of hands that are betting. And here we go, king 9 makes 2 pair. He's going to come out and bet. Just amazing to me how dialed in like Mateos and these guys are. You know, it's like, oh, a flush comes and like I have 2 pair. Maybe some people are checking or whatever. No, they tell a story, they bet, they realize where they're at, they realize what their opponent will do if they even have a made hand. And it's just fascinating how well these guys play. I really just pretty amazed when you see the caliber of play that is shown. Pretty special. Okay, well, Mateos world, we're just taking part. Couple suited hands, ace six suited in the small and ace queen in the big. Mulaker, he is in the game. He's not going anywhere. My man does not want to go out. He's ready to start. Someone's gonna start the new year as a champion. Space trying to add to the Super Millions trophy. And here we go. Ace 10, ace 9. Mulaker topping it up. I think ace 10 just a little too good, but also Mulaker just plays such solid ranges. You kind of don't feel amazing about the ace 10. You know, the guy's not like just generally going to be super out of line. So interesting call. And as it plays the 10 with the club, just kind of a fantastic flop for Papadakis. And it gets better and better. Just complete control of this hand. Mulaker 1.3 in the middle. Also, though, pretty good instincts, down to a minute and change on his time bank. And Papadakis with 1.3 there. He does just kind of have everything working on this hand. Top pair trips. Sorry, he has trips with the top kicker. Has a club in his hand too, just in case. Just a little extra precaution. And sneaky. Wow, the check on the turn with the trips. I guess just, I mean, this is this is high tech. Happy New Year to everyone. Good to see you. And what kind of sizing? Guess maybe it goes. I was thinking could he go small, but no. I mean, it's 1.3 million, 1.1 in the middle. I guess try to get called. Maybe hero called. The player hits the king. He's going to call you. Maybe he would check and play it this way. So maybe he goes greedy. I don't know. Maybe it's all of it, or maybe it's just something kind of thin. I guess at the same time, like if your opponent's going to call you, yeah. I mean, I like it. I personally was thinking not a huge sizing, but I could see shoving as well. But this good play. Try to catch Mulaker. Tried to trap him. Such a, you gotta switch it up when you're playing the world's best. No one has a face card or a 10. No one's got anything here. 5-6 suited though. Good enough to open as a chip leader on the button. Okay. Queen 8 suited, Jack 9 of spades. Both players will be interested. Jack 9 suited's got some clear backdoor draws with spades, straights, and 2 overs, and then Queen 8 suited. Top pair, of course, hard to make a pair and no limit hold'em. It's done that. Gonna come out betting. Thomas getting into relatively dicey quarters in terms of stack depth and how many blinds he has. So you can't get too creative, but does call, and the queen will arrive, putting a close to check mark on the hand. Of course, we see a 10 would be good for Mulacher, but you know, Papadakis can check it over. And does Mulacher want to take a stab here? I don't really know if that makes too much sense, but got 1.4 million, 933 in the middle, maybe the best chance to win. Bet your gutter does do that. And there is a vulnerable diamond to come out. You could just see a shove here. And it is a diamond. It is a jack. So this is not one of the better cards for Papadakis. I mean, of course, we know a 10 would have actually lost him the hand. As it plays out, he still has the best hand. And see if Mulacher with the jack decides that he's got showdown value, beats an 8. Does he want to? It does check with the jack arriving. So interesting. And queen 9 will shove, take it down. So shortest stack all of a sudden. Mulacher was chip leader, hammer lock on it all. Got a little carried away and a couple of unfortunate spots. And just like that, he is looking on from the back of the pack. GG, happy new year. Thank you to everyone hitting that thumbs up. Appreciate you. If you're gonna have a good year, hit it. If you also want to be eligible for the giveaway, you can hit the thumbs up, type in that keyword. GG space happy new year space your username. Mateos picks up another. I don't think Mateos is on my list. We gotta get him on. All right, break that we're not taking. We are going to need to skip the break. There is a delay, and that's why we get to just go and zoom right through it. 289 to first. We are going to play to the winner. 4 left. Mulacher 1.2 million, 3.33 for let's see who we have. Papadakis, man. He's been dangerous. He's been my pick today. I feel like he's played great, but all these guys are tough players, and there's still a lot to play for as we see what's happening here. Plenty of play left, plenty of blinds, payouts 137 guaranteed up to 289,000. And nice hand for Mulacher to pick up ace queen, just gets the jam here and not get called. So Jack 5, King 7, ace, ace. And does he give the walk? Does he limp? Aces for the chip leader forehand. It feels unfair. Nice discipline there. Tail showing it, putting a little fear in people, let him know it's coming. Let's see if he's going to be able to execute a run over here. He did go for that queen 10 suited shove right away, ran into ace queen suited. This is definitely a spot to shove, like 20 blinds or put pressure on, right? He's got Mulacher shorter, Jack 10 going to play well, almost against whatever, and he's going to get a lot of better hands to fold. So that seems like a recipe. And ace 6 suited, king 6 suited. There is no one making a pair. You'll see that a lot. Mulacher got the backdoor spades. Check 2. Seems like some good cards that could come. But again, he's just got not a lot to work with, not a lot of maneuverability. And he starts betting. There's not a lot of ammo here. And he does get the ace to fold there. Nice bet. Sort of right there, neck and neck with spades. Mateos with the clear chip lead, 6.5 million. That hand, ace eight off, man. If that's got that was a highlight reel. That was absolutely all time sick. And Mulacher really just really interesting how that hand played out. I mean, I don't blame him, but I also just think that like I would, yeah, if you're gonna just call turn, maybe just have to call river. I think there was that the mix of it being a 10 and a club, right, or a spade is one of the worst cards. And two pretty good hands here. Ace king shove space with the queen jack off. Doesn't really want to be calling off, but it's sort of frustrating realizing there are some hands. We saw the queen 10 suited of hearts earlier shove. So, you know, he realizes that queen jack's pretty high up, but still calling off not so cool. Right. Well, ace 10 of diamonds is a raise. No customer on the button available, but ace 7 suited. So this is a little ace on ace suited crime and top of Dacus. You know, gotta feel good about his hand here. Does call and neither player gonna connect. Ace 10 does have the gut shot. King, king, queen. Some chop possibilities. We will announce the winner very shortly for this giveaway. $100. No sweat for you guys. Don't have to sweat who wins, who doesn't. I'm just giving a cool 100 to start the new year. Gave 100 to end, 100 to begin. Also, you can check on my Twitter for videos, do podcast highlight and more. We do give GG tickets there as well. So I invite you to check me out on Twitter and yeah, do a lot of giveaways there as well. So Jeff Bros Poker, appreciate you. A lot of familiar faces across the board, Twitch, YouTube, all of it, all of it, all of it. And ace 10 of diamonds, just enough. Nine, 10 suited. Beautiful hand, beautiful stack. Does he want to start just shoving? That's the question, right? 25 blinds risking, got 20 blinds, 15 blinds to not get shoved down. He also just got to get disconnected. Wow, pretty hand here. He would have, as it turns out, would have probably just taken that. Does get it. There it is. He does shove. So it goes with that. Why wasn't a split the 10 kicker played there and the king, queen, ace 10 was played against the 7. It wasn't a chop. If there had been another board pair, would have worked. So look at this is a glimpse into Mateos and how he executes and how he maneuvers towards the stretch and goes for the gold. You saw the queen 10 suited not work against ace queen suited, but he's going to get folds most of the time. He's also going to still win against 70-30 or whatnot, and it didn't affect the stack too much. So as it plays out, wow, 1.5 million shove and ace 10 suited, man, with 2.5 million in second. It's pretty gnarly spot. I guess probably gonna have to fold, I think, right? Do you want to call off? The guy's just gonna have ace jack, ace queen, some ace king. He's gonna have pairs a lot, which are behind. Like, does he, you know, what are you looking for? And that jack queen suited, jack 10 suited, king 10 suited to be dominated. Does he shove those? So I think we'll see a fold, although this is very close. Jack six and gonna raise, doesn't shove this time and gets a fold. So sort of a great strategy, like the mildish hands that you just aren't, you don't want to like raise fold, you shove. If it's a really bad or really good, you raise to induce or to save chips. And we're getting to see again Mateos. This is fun to me to watch Mateos with the chip lead forehand, and Thomas as well, a player like that. Papadakis, I just have a feeling about him today. I just have a feeling he's going to get heads up. I just feel like he's played phenomenal and really been impressed with him. Space also, his resume is insane. I mean, he's got a lot of final tables. And in season 2, I think I mentioned 9 final tables out of 23 cashes out of 59. I mean, that is pretty impressive and nicely done there. A6, queen 9, 280 worth of flop. That's what Thomas is considering. 37 seconds on his chess clock. And he is potentially, if he can stick around for a bit, that may go to 0. The 250 thumbs up, I appreciate that. I just wonder, at 1623, if we only 250 you believe you're gonna have a great new year, I'm worried about that, because I believe all you will have a great new year, a great 2023. I invite you in. I want you to hit the thumbs up. I also want you to be a part of the giveaway. If you do not have a GGPoker account, don't worry. You can send it to it. Put a friend screen name. I'm sure you know someone who's in a jurisdiction. If you're here watching, you like poker, probably have someone you know that could take the GG ticket. So put their username, send them a ticket if they're able to win. It's going to be $100. I want someone to win, and I hope all 1,600. What if all 1,614 people hit the thumbs up button right now? What about that? I feel like we could do it. I believe in you guys. I have love for you guys. I don't take anything personal. Leo Messi in the chat with the picture of that Leo Messi. Who knows if he's a poker or soccer fan? Who knows? I'm sorry. Well, no, I know he's a soccer fan. Who knows if he's a poker fan? Maybe. Guy's the goat. Ace king to ace queen, man. Mateos gonna get tripped up here, and it is so far a clean flop for Mulaker's got the backdoor spades covered. He needs a queen and a queen only, or we will play some more poker four-handed. Oh my goodness, no shot. That's not. Oh wow, it's a J. Look like it. The paint peel. The GG paint peel is so wild. That is a sick bluff. So 4.8, 3.2, things evening out. Mateos having some internet issues. We noticed that with the Mexican flag. I don't know if he's there at the moment in Mexico, but we have seen some Mexico issues on the flag. And four-handed still. 281 thumbs up. I believe I like that ratio. I think I'd be 400 out of 1,600. I'd be very happy with. But hey, guys, I hope you're having fun. Hope you're able to hit the thumbs up. But if not, no problem. You know what? I don't take it personally. I read the 4 agreements, and you know what? Maybe it's hard. Maybe you're watching away and you can't click the mouse. Maybe you're at your phone watching your your toddler or at work, and you have it on mute. You're just watching the action. But I'm gonna invite you again. I'll invite you to hit it, because I enjoy it. I hit it. Sometimes I forget to hit myself, to be fair, the thumbs up. I have to go back and do it. So I it can happen. I understand. King deuce, queen six suited, interesting turn card. The check back, little deception with the king. I like that. I like that. Weak top pair. You see people mix that in sometimes. And look at this. He's got his opponent firing with a naked flush draw one to come. That's a good result for Mulaker. He's got a heart as well. And he has got a boat, as a matter of fact. Quite the run out. What is my poker story? How do you pay the Wi-Fi? Aces, aces, aces. Papadakis just in time what the doctor ordered. And we saw aces and eights earlier in a big pot, big moment. And this time Mulacher with the eights, four-handed, bit of a different scenario. He is covering by a decent margin here. 27 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see if he's going to go with the flat or three bet. Can't really three bet fold though, I don't believe with this situation. So I just think if he wonders eights are too strong. And so he does. I mean, I guess 600, if the guy puts in the 2 mil, and Papadakis, does he ever flat here? Does he have a flatting range off this stack depth with hands like ace, queen, ace, king, queen suited, maybe? So let's see if he goes for a flat or if he just rips it. Maybe Mulacher gets off of this actually with a rip, but just to call. Oh, vey. Woo! Call a doctor. We're gonna need a stretcher. Seat 3, stretcher. Call it in. This is quite the board. Papadakis, I mean, he is going to need a lot of help. He needs a jack or an ace, a lot to come. That's 10% pot. And man, I mean, thing is, there's not many jacks in the three betting range, right? He has ace jack. So like, is jack queen or jack king three betting? So this is actually a relatively looks really good flop for Papadakis. It looks fucking, well, excuse me. I get emotional. It looks freaking clean. That's what it looks like. It looks effing clean. Like, what jack? Why does he have a jack three betting? He actually check raises now. Oh man, this is sick. That board just kind of got me, that perked me up. I just had a shot of espresso, feeling spicy, and I just can't believe the board. The jack 8-8. F and A. That is quite a wild deal. And he just rips it in, and he is going to get the bad news here. He needs help. 90%. Aces or eight. Aces, or it needs to be a jack or an ace, and it's not. And Papadakis is on his way out. And look at this. Thomas had the chip lead, and he has got that again. 6.3 million, 3 left. Almost slipped Paulo Bonte. I got emotional there. I got fired up, but swearing's allowed. I just not encouraged. I try not to. That is, man. That is something right there. Whew. Man. Three-handed game Mulacher advantage. At heads up, I'm going to announce the winner. 300 thumbs up. Appreciate you guys a lot. 1,700 on. Wishing everyone a happy new year. Robin's Rocker is supposed to go to join. He got a pretty bad cough right at the start, right at the rehearsal, literally before the show. So, you know, didn't want to have him on coughing. It wouldn't be fun for him, you or I. And he wasn't able to join it. We'll have him on in the future, and we are going to be playing to a winner here. Still a lot of poker to be played. Started at 145, just over 2 hours gone. Chaos gonna rip it in space 411. Not gonna love it. Doesn't fall off. Yeah, I did want to remind everyone, if you weren't here earlier, there is a complete upgrade of the previous Super Millions starting this year. A leaderboard will be added to the Super Millions series. So there will be bonuses, all kinds of cool stuff. That starts on January 8th, depending on how well you do in the Super Millions. It will reflect your rank as a Super M leaderboard. And there will be several Super Million live events throughout the year. So keep an eye on that. I know that was something we talked about in April of last year, getting it going. I think that's been developed. And now that COVID and everything sort of stabilized, that's going to be taking place. Pretty cool how that will work, where it will just track your Super Millions results. You know, like Hen and Mob, how you can see someone, oh, he's got 14 million, 20 million earnings. Well, how many buy-ins? How much has he done? Super Millions will show you like profit, loss, what your rank is, and really detailed stats. And that will be incorporated into several live series. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Really excited to be a part of that. And that will be announced in mid-February, the leaderboard format, the details of the structure, but starting January 8th, that will count for the leaderboard. So yes, that is exciting. And ace 9 off will go all in. Okay, ace 10. Very deep, these two players, relatively speaking, based on the shorter stack, and get to see a pair for both. We are going to see ourselves a three-handed battle here. Space not rolling over, and 1 second left. Is that correct? Thomas Mulacher is going to have 5 seconds to act as the chip leader. Very rare. Sorry, 11 seconds, but he is basically out of shot clock. So that is something that is going to potentially be tough. You don't want to be playing against Adrian Mateos with no time to think, and hopefully he's not playing many other tables and he's able to lock in and focus, because yeah, it's going to be tough for him. Okay, 2.2 million, ace 10. Sticks on, got a ball game tied up. Basically too close to call, 225, 289, and then space sort of needs some help. Needs some help. Okay, Jack 10, 4-6, 4 jumps into the lead. And look at Mateos, just doesn't want to give an inch. You know, he gets turned, doesn't put any more money in. No player betting, Jack 10, and he is ultimately just going to check 285. So these guys basically tied for the chip lead. People saying almost like you can see. I got to give you guys one last reminder for the jackpot. This is hands up. It's a promo GG does for jackpot. It's on the Reddit forums. You can go ahead and click on the hands up, that link that is pinned at the top of the chat on YouTube. And we're going to see an all in though. So maybe that'll be too late, but you can guess the winning hand for today. Ace 10, ace 6, and 6 has been hit. Possible chop, needs a 4 to chop or a 10, or else we are going to be heads up. And it is a not any of those. So that is a GG. But in the future, hands up, you can guess the winning hand, what you believe the winning hand will be on the Super Millions each week. That is a cool promo, so you might as well go and get acclimated there. I'm going to announce the winner here in a second. We're going to see a battle here. King 3, Jack 9. Wow. And I'm going to announce the winner here any moment. For $100 GG ticket. Again, hit the thumbs up, type GG space Happy New Year space your username on GG. And these guys are chatting. 7 seconds left. King 3, Jack 9. He doesn't have much time to think. 7 seconds would be pretty crazy if he runs out. I've seen it once before happen where the player that was heads up didn't have a time bank. The shot clock, does it reset when it goes out? Does it reset? Good question, Zachary. Duran, no, it does not reset. When it goes out, you get 5 seconds to act each decision. So he is down to 4 seconds, and he will then have to have 5 seconds on each decision. That's basically what happens. So it's not like you have no time, you just have very little each decision. And a nice bet from Mulacher, giving a little taste of his own medicine. King 6, 6, 9, heads up, play underway. King 6, 6-9, king high, best hand, check, 6-9 suited. Interesting card for Adrian. Has got a key cards and 9 high flush draw semi bluff coming in. Big bet here. Nice bet. Like the bet sizings. I just feel like he always has an answer. He knows what to do. He knows what he's repping. He knows what his opponent kind of range is capped at, what kind of pressure he can put on, and he has got the lead. This is too close to call, though. Two world-class players with similar stacks. No guest today due to the last minute kind of coughing incident where we didn't want to have Rob Mizrachi on and feeling sick and whatnot. So just me, no dinner bet today. Just give you guys a cool $100 giveaway. Not going to be 50. I will announce that winner very shortly. There it is. GG, Happy New Year, and your username. Hit that thumbs up and you will be eligible. That's all you got to do. Boa sorte, all my Brazilians out there. Did no Brazilians at the final table? That was the first time in a long time that I can remember. Also no Victor Malinowski, usually a fixture there. GG leaderboard starting soon. Next week will be eligible. And speaking of next week, actually, so it's January 8th, but there will be no Super Millions next week. I got to tell you, there will not be one next week. There will be one following week, a special one, but not next week. So I will not see you next week, but the leaderboard so technically starts the following week. Just a caveat, we will have no Super Millions next week, which is sad because, you know, it's sad. I believe, just double checking that. There'll be no show. So yeah, I guess in theory, it's the leaderboard that following week. King 10 suited, 10-6 off. All right, we got it's two even to call. Who you guys got? Type 1 for Mateos, 2 for Mulacher. Mulacher now has taken the lead. Mulacher has got the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you got? 1 or 2? Happy New Year to all. One of these players is going to add to their Super Millions resume titles. Mateos has 1 win season 1 and no win season 2, and Mulacher has 1 win in they both have a win in season 2, and season 1 Mateos has a win. I'm sorry, so they have 1 win a piece, 1 win a piece. So this will be to take into the next level. That's what that'll be. Who's going to get to the next level? On wins. Someone will separate themselves. Hard to win, so hard to win, right? It is hard to win. Spade draw, 9-4 suited, king 6, king with the best hand. 9-4 has the gut shot and a flush draw. Decides to keep checking, interesting, and doesn't make the hand, king 6. So as played, the 9-4 suited probably was going for check raise, would have put some big money in the pot. Instead, doesn't, and king 6 does it call? Does king 6 just call king high for a blind? Doesn't impede a lot of things, but blocks king queen. Maybe raising. Does it ever raise? Try to get like a jack. If it's random jack hit? Would he fold that though? I don't know. Block or maybe just call. Makes more sense. I like. Happy New Year to all. 330, you hit the thumbs up. Appreciate that a lot. That means 330 you're eligible for the thumbs up as long as you type GG Happy New Year space, your GG username. So 1 in 330 shot, probably. It's not bad, $100. Yeah, it's close heads up. Two talented players and 5-7 suited is, it's called. Queen 5 with the best hand has a gut shot as well. 5-7 suited has the double gutter, the deuce or the 6. Club 7 would be good. A 5 would not, and two street 2 gonna work. Sixes and deuces, both with the pair, a little bit too deep to just go nuts with the low pair, and does call pretty good flop for sixes. And yeah, there is a $10 million high roller event, 10 million guaranteed. So next week there will be no show, but then the following week there will be a special edition. So no show next week, but a huge action on GG going on, and I'll join you guys the next week for that. And the set of deuces hit 4, 3, 2, 1. No shot clock. So he's got 5 seconds each second. We're seeing that activate. Pretty interesting. And this is going to be a large wager, maybe for the whole deal. All of it. Sixes, blocks 5, 6, doesn't have a spade, does go for all of it. And Mulacher, with almost no time, has a decision to make. I mean, he could very well call here. I mean, everything misses. He does fold, discipline fold. Maybe the shot clock cost Mateos there. Maybe if he thought longer, he would think wrong, but he thought about it and gave it up. Mateos, though, as it stands, takes the pretty significant lead. And all in. Okay, well, no shot clock is super interesting. 6-3, Jack 6. He's got top pair, scary board, 4-liner out there. Maybe put out a blocker bet or check. He does do just that. Nice. I like that. I like the plays today. I mean, listen, anytime I guess right on someone, it's nice because I know these guys are the best to do it. They're not going to get better players. Yeah, pretty special events coming up. And again, the leaderboard that's getting going, that will start officially next week. So the tournament will be going on, just won't be a final table because it's going to be the following week, and it'll be very big one, very special one. So that'll be exciting, but that will count for the new leaderboard format on the Super Millions. Anyone guess the hands up? Any guesses for the winning hand today? If you did take part in that hands up pinned message, we had that going. That'll be every week. The jackpot keeps growing. If no one guesses, I think I randomly said what I say, ace of hearts, 4 of diamonds, I believe. But hey, there's only so many hand combinations, and then there's only so many likely hand combinations to win on. Of course, heads up, wide ranges. So, you know, it's a little bit hard, but you can sort of narrow it down. King 7, the rich get richer, 8.7 million, essentially 2-1 chip lead for Mateos, Adrian Mateos, Spaniard, who is rocking a Mexico flag, maybe set up down there, playing down there. I know a lot of people live in Mexico to grind, a lot of pros, and he is thinking limp or raise. So he limps, and ace 4 suited, pretty nice hand. Does check back, and It's the top pair, top kicker, 4-3-3. Ace four winner, best hand holds. Critical times, heads up. Nowhere to go from here. Six, seven, ace four, pretty boring flop. Gonna be hard to get a lot of money going here. And that is actually a card where now Mulacher with the ace high could call. Decides not to. Yeah, the sizing Mateos puts on in these spots when it's sort of semi bluffs, he really does put pressure on. Kind of realize when he can't get raised, he sets the price and makes people have a hard time hero calling. Two sevens here, nice hand. Certainly gonna like hear a raise here, maybe 4x, 3.5x. There it is upstairs. 8-5 suited, pretty in, but really want to peel here. 8-5 suited. You know, you're against some hands that have you crushed. You have a nice chip advantage. Does call, hits the 5. Small bet for Mulacher. Pair though for Mateos does hold on for one. And if you're Mulacher and you get called here and you raise, it's not a really good flop for you. With sevens, right? With two overs, ace and a king, and Mateos. Does he want to take a stab? Try to make some pairs fold. Nope. Happy with this 5 for showdown. And Mulacher now. Same thing. Kind of may realize he probably doesn't think he's good too often, right? He's losing to king X, weak aces, but does get the showdown, does pick up the hand. 5 million chips. Two, 10, 9, 10. Way better situation for Mateos. He's got the clear open-ended. Both players check though, 10 high, 10-9 in the lead. 10-9, best hand. Does he want to go ahead and fire? No, check. Locker now. 10 high, no draw. Check. So actually, as it turns out, both players, this is the chop pot if it goes there. And interesting. Maybe we'll see that. Are we gonna see a split, or do you a little bet there, try to maybe make a jack fold, queen fold, and then actually got the chop to fold. So this thing's really evened out. 5 million, 8 million. Gonna announce the winner very shortly. Guys, still have time to enter the giveaway. Hit that thumbs up, type in that GG space happy new year space username. And we are to a flop. No player with a pair. Both players suited to start. 10 on the turn is the action card of the action cards in this situation, right? You got nut flush draw, 10 connects, makes second pair and checks it back into a nut flush on a paired board though. Still probably go for a decent sized bet. Get called maybe 500K. So small, a little surprised by that, but wonder if ever, yeah, no, I can't raise though. It's too much going on there. Flushes, better tens, jack, deuce. So just call. I would expect a little bigger bet, but nicely played. King 3, A6, both suited of the same variety clubs. And Mateos. Thinking Queen 7 off, we'd like to tell you That is the computer hand, the dead milling hand. Both players qualify for much better than that. Suited king, suited ace. And Thomas gonna call. No player connects, 998. Saw the bluff of maybe one of the better bluffs we've seen in Super Millions. Recent history was that king queen suited fold from Thomas where the ace eight off ran down the backdoor one club, decided to shove all in. I believe it was king queen eight, turn king queen eight, two spades and a club. Turn was a club and the river was a 10 of clubs, and the ace eight off with the eight of clubs went all in. Thomas folded the king queen of hearts. And yeah, that was pretty crazy hand. So he is down to checking, and 7-8-9-9 queen board lays out. A6 is the best hand. King three suited. Doesn't have much going here, and Adrian does check. Is he gonna bet? Is he gonna bet healthy? No. Showdown, ace high. Next hand, 8 million, 5 million, roughly. We got ourselves a ball game. Two of the more storied players in poker battling live frequently. Today it's online. It's the Super Millions, and someone will have their second Super Millions title. Both players have one apiece. And the leaderboard starting next week for the Super Millions for 2023. That is just announced now. And this will not count for that. I guess technically the event was not on, was in the start on Sunday, right? So was that before New Year's? Let me just double check. I don't know, maybe it was, but I guess, yeah, let me see the date. But Sunday maybe was the first. Yeah, so yeah, but they're just making this, they're making the first event of this leaderboard start this week. Okay, ace deuce, 8-7. Ace deuce has the key heart. It's got a pretty good board. Can't imagine going anywhere. Does call. And now a million in the middle. Adrian with the 8 high, certainly not good. Doesn't block some hearts. There's some other things. Could call. Does he get ace high to fold, or like a king high? Maybe decides he has to bet here, right? He can't win if he checks. It's a million in the middle. Big bet. Not a lot of time for Thomas though with the ace high. Feels too good to fold. Folds. Fold. Mateos really getting some big bluffs through. Jack nine, queen three looks more appealing for Adrian here. Got a 9. It's got some stuff happening. Queen three off, just best board. Check on the flop. Turn, maybe Adrian time to start pouncing. 200 something. 420 goes over. So he really, on these spots where it's close, he loves to overbet where it feels like he has some key blockers, or his opponent is, never has the 8-9 there. And he really just fires and puts max pressure on. 8.6 million, 4.5 million, back to about double. Ace 10, winner. Winner, 2-6, 2-5. Not very nice looking hands, but we do see the limp come in. Okay. 9, 6, 10. 6 paired. Small bet, likely, or a check back is used. There's the check back. 5 deuce off. We'll start stabbing. And the club comes 5 deuce. So 6 is actually got the pair of sixes. Wow. As the club, and just really attacking. Just absolutely attacking. The best hand to fold again. Ace 9, 10 deuce. Okay, 10, 10, 5, king 3. Both players very, very equipped to play heads up. They've done it a lot. They're familiar with the ranges, what they're repping. They know each other's games as well. They've played each other, I'm sure, live and some even heads up before. Like they've played so many high roller tournaments across the years. These are two of the titans of the game. So just gotta expect they're super familiar with each other's games, but they also just know that each player plays so well. And here, that 140. Okay, gets called. Mateos has the 5. Doesn't go for a big size there. Queen 4-4-5, some spades looking appetizing for Mateos. Yeah, we do play to a winner. This is again this 10K buy-in Sundays that comes to the final table, play down to, and then on Tuesdays there is the winner gets played to. So that is every Tuesday, 1:45 Eastern. I will be your host. We have a guest, Rob Mizraki, was joining last second, didn't able to make it, and with a bad cough, just couldn't do it, just wouldn't have worked. And yeah, so here we are. 4-5 has a spade, has the worst hand can have, likely betting, and this is bad news for him because he has run into Queen 4 of spades and not winning the hand. Going to be getting raised, even if just gets somehow called. The board is paired, but Queen 4 suited, making the Queen high flush heads up pretty high up in the range. Actually, other flushes he may overflush someone and win. So we're going to see this. We're going to see this money get put in, and Mulaka with the 5 high, not going to be able to oblige to put that in. Let me announce the winner here, just because we are getting right to it. And all right, I got it. So it is. The winner is there you go, Matias, and the winner is Lucero Chicken 12. Very nice. Congrats to you. You've just won a $100 GG ticket that will be put into your account. And let's see who's going to get this. Mateo separating, has the 8, dicey looking board, ace 9 suited. He's got blockers for 9-10. He's got blockers for ace 10, but hey, sometimes you just have to slow down. And that's a nice run out for Mateos, who if he was good, he's still good. 8-3 there, going to check, and Woolacher probably just checking back with ace high showdown. Not going to win that pot either. 2 million. It is coming up to the end here. It is coming up, getting towards danger zone for Woolacher. But we know there's still a lot of poker left, likely limping. The stack depth doesn't want to be raised folding, so we'll see that happen a lot. See a limp, and this might be good enough to kick up. The king high does go all in. Queen deuce, ace queen. Not over yet though, guys. Look at this. Oh, that is 99.9%. Lock it up on the turn. Essentially, need the 3-5 club runner, but just like that, we have got ourselves a ball game. Deuce on the river might have got there, but now 8.6 to 4.6. So man, never over till it's over. I'll tell you that in poker. These guys know that, and I know that Mateos is not counting his money yet. That's for sure. Let me know what is going on here. So, whew. Yeah, Jack 10, 4-7 suited. And we are still playing some poker. And this is not over. I'll tell you that right now. 5.4 million. This is not over. King 3, ace jack all in. That'll work. Wow, just a shove on the limp. Okay, blinds are getting hefty. This is live on a short delay. This is Super Millions first one of the year in 2023. Welcome everyone, happy new year. And two of the titans of the game, both looking for their second Super Millions title. The leaderboard format of Super Millions starting next week, so this won't be eligible for that, but I know each of these players be happy to add to their title. And each player here with a little nick of the board, 3-5 and deuce 6. So man, Mulaker with the advantage here, gonna be not folding yet. So let's see what happens here. Also has some backdoor straights and flushes, does call. The bricky turn, 3-5 off, deciding, have a decision here. Does he want to keep betting? Does again, so hard to make a pair. Could think he has the best hand, does decide to check back, and both players probably happy with showdown here, just trying to get to showdown. And a nice value bet there. It's called, tightens things up a bit more, 6.1 to 7.1. So not over, just like we were saying, it was getting kind of ready to roll. And it is still anyone's game. A6, 6-8, 8's got a pair, 360. Adrian, who you guys got? I asked you again, does anything change for you? Do we want to hear? So one's for Adrian, 2 for Thomas. Who wins it? 1 for Adrian Mateos, 2 for Thomas Mulaker. Type what you think in the hand. If anyone's eligible, anyone guess the winning hand as well for the hands up promo. Hope you guys, wish you luck that someone hits that jackpot that keeps going up every week. The Super Millions, I am not out of the country. I am not in a place to play it, but yeah, I will tell you this. In 2023, my plan is to play Super Millions whenever I'm out of the country and in a place available to. I'd love to have to call in sick to the show, say, hey guys, final table, not gonna be doing the show today. And that would be fun and also likely profitable. I know you can rebuy into the final table, but I'm sorry, you can re-enter into this tournament, but if you make the final table, usually guaranteed 4 or 5 buy-ins. So yeah, that would be fun. But there we go. Some 1s and 2s active in the chat. We got 1,500 watching, 345 have hit the thumbs up. Giveaway earned already. The $100 winner was announced. And we've been playing heads up for a while. This has been some blows and jockeying back and forth. And there we go. 6-8 off, making a pretty big bluff into top pair. Certainly won't be folding. Doesn't hit his gutter. And now queen 8, 1.8 million there. Does he try to get a fold? The 8-9 was already a straight. 7 comes, nothing changes, no club, not board texture, and he is going big. And if Thomas calls here, he is going to have a big lead all of a sudden. It's going to flip. And shot clock, 3, 2, 1. Does call this time. Enough was enough. Mateos was going for robbery, highway robbery multiple times. And he has now got himself a big 3-1 lead, roughly 2.5, 3-1 lead. And it is now a new ball game. Mateos flipped the script. Mulaka was chip leader 4-5 handed for a good portion of it, got down short. And then it is now in a spot where he is in command. Queen 6, Jack 3 goes for a bet. His player does hit the here. So he does get a call. I mean, see if he's going to try to extract some more value with that middle pair weakish kicker. It's his heads up, but yeah, so like your opponent has 3x. It's not going to fold, does check back. So has a winner. It's sort of tough for Mateos here. Does have a jack of diamonds, but got a showdown. Maybe his opponent had some just stabs. See, but probably go check and likely be happy with this pot, I think. Oh, just thin value bet. Does Mateos ever turn his hand into a bluff with the jack of diamonds and a pair of threes? That might not be good, but maybe can't get called. That would be pretty savage. I could see him doing it. Honestly, the calling doesn't feel right, and he's thinking about it. I just feel like he might go for this like 2 million, 2.2 million. I just feel like he might. I don't know. Just seems like possible. Look at that. All of it. Wow. I mean, no way he's calling this. There's no way. Wow. 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 And man, sick. Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that thin value bet. I just felt like he was going to do it. He's been relentless. And here he's going to outflop Mulaka in a big way because he had a premium Broadway suited, and now Adrian's got the only spade available and has top pair. So this is kind of unlucky for Mulaka. All right, well, we are on a delay, so we don't have to take that break. Look at the payouts. What happened? Mama Sherlock went out in ninth. You can see all the way up. Papadakis played phenomenal, got fourth for 137 space with his 10th final table, gets 176,000, and there you are. About a 60K heads up match, and a second Super Millions title awaits one of these players. So this is about all you can ask for. And King Deuce suited has the nuts, stone cold nuts, 680 in the middle. Does hit a 3, but wow, slips it over. Gonna snap check back. I'm not gonna value bet there. Of course, but Mateo showing all the tricks. I love that. Blocking 2 pairs, blocking the key flush, and very sick hand by Mateos. I mean, didn't value bet though from Thomas. Probably wants that one back. Obviously, after having a winner betting and holding, but I mean, these guys are dead even again. Yeah, it's just like he just can't call with that queen. I'm a little surprised by the bet, but maybe it's standard. I get warped sometimes, right? When you're seeing the whole cards face up, and then you're like, oh, like check that back, or of course don't do this. Like the check raise though, I did feel like he was going to go for it, in that spot, and that's definitely not a mandatory go with. And this could get dicey if he limps, gets popped and repopped here. I mean, maybe just raises, but let's see, maybe limps goes 400. So with the raise, now I don't know if Thomas will re-raise. Maybe he just calls instead of limping, and he's going to outflop this time. Wow. Well, Mateos I mean, man, he may get sucked in here. He's got ace king. He beats spades. He doesn't have a spade. The 5 comes and he's just betting big. This is kind of yeah, gets sucked in and a scary card. But man, as it stands, I don't know. I mean, he has the ace of spades. Man, this is weird. I guess he's going to check and decide. I don't think he's going to bet. Check and decide. And Mateos now with the weird one. I don't know how he could bet this card. Yeah. So nice pop from Ulacher. Gets him tripped up on the turn, drawing super thin. And 10 million for Thomas. And man, Chaos maybe just ripping in king 5 off here. It's getting close. What are the blinds? 8160. So yeah, what 69? Still got 18 blinds. Yeah, it's a little much, but does get it does go for it. I guess it's about standard. King 4 off. Can't quite call. Would have had the slight worst of it. King 10, king 6 suited. Big hands. Now this one, if Mateo shoots it up, I don't know if king 10 can fold. He doesn't. Both players hit firmly. This has got the makings of the last hand. First tournament super millions of the new year. And Mateos with the backdoor clubs and a 6. This is about as good a flop as you can ask for. Calls, brick turn. King 10 still comfortably going to be value betting. And Mateos running out of daylight here. I mean, he's getting thin on big blinds. If he loses too much more, this could be a big bet again. Maybe 4-5 hits like the open-ended with the pair. Maybe goes big. Yeah, like the big bet. And I don't think Mateos is going to be able to get away from this, at least at this juncture. He likely peels, would leave himself 2.1 and the river deuce, king 6. So now he's not beating 5x. Does he ever turn his hand into a bluff? I don't know if he feels the need for that. Does feel enough showdown. And now king 10. Does king 10 check back and take the 2.2 or just go for it and get against a 6? Maybe a 10x, more hands that he's beating that have to call. He does shove. And Mateos, I don't know. Don't feel like he's gonna. This is tough. This is tough. I mean, I can see this one is actually really close. At the same time, you got to think about bluffs. What bluffs does this player have? 7, 8, 8, 9. There's no turn spade draw or flush draw. So yeah, he does call it off. Can't blame him. What a game. Excellent play. That was highlight reel stuff. This was the highlight reel is going to be extended because there was a loan. You could do a Mateos highlight reel. Thomas did the chip leader down to the short stack to the chip lead. We got to see a little of everything. That was truly special. I mean, what a absolute final table. There's a look at the payouts. 289 up top and first super millions in the book for 2023. So many exciting hands, so many great memories. Again, Rob Mizrachi, last second had a bow out, just with a bad cough. We'll have him on in the future. The leaderboard for Super Millions 2023 starts next week. We will not have a Super Millions next week. There is a special 10 mil guaranteed on GG for Super Millions. It'll be a lot of flights, and then we will join you the following week for a massive tournament. But thank you so much, guys and girls. I appreciate you being here. Really, truly appreciate it. A lot of fun. All those engaged in the giveaway. Congrats to Thomas and Adrian for the first and second. Really well played, and we got to see some high-level stuff. So thank you all for joining. It's gonna be a lot of Super Millions this year. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks.